Hi, my name is Cecilia Castelli and I have been working in the supply chains of fashion luxury companies for over 15 years, mainly as strategic advisor and transformation project manager, but also contributing to academic research. My experience suggests to share with you one of the most important things that I learned, what the perimeter of fashion supply chains is and why it requires not only technical competencies, but also great organizational and people management skills. Hence, in this lesson, we will try to figure out the peculiar perimeter of operations of the supply chain of a fashion luxury brand and why it is so crucial to properly govern it and with full understanding of its major drivers. Indeed, at an initial glance, the fashion sector could seem much more simple compared to other industries such as machinery, automotive, electronics, while it is actually extremely complex. Huge mistakes will take place in case you approach it with the arrogance to apply the same logics and methods which proved effective in other sectors. Let's start from the definition. It has been said, also in the other lessons of this course, that the supply chain is the whole network of companies interacting to manufacture and move goods from raw materials to finished goods delivered to the end customer. But the first question is, which goods? The objective that fashion supply chains have to deliver is the collection, which is the whole set of products, models, styles, colors, meant to be proposed in the physical and virtual selling channels within a precise time window, which is typically the season. We have, traditionally and as a baseline, two main season periods, fall-winter and spring-summer. I say traditionally because one of the major trends is to multiply collection launches and events beyond the two main seasons. But before entering in the strategic evolution of the sector, it is necessary to step on its basic logics. It is important to remark that the collection proposed by a luxury fashion brand includes items belonging to three different classes. First, permanent. They are mostly iconic products that are and will be available every season. These items have a very long life cycle. Second, the carryovers. These are items that result very successful, hence the brand decides to literally carry them over one or two or more further season. Carryover hence have 2-3 years life cycle. Third, seasonal or newness, which are the truly innovative part that characterizes a certain season. They typically represent the biggest part of the collection in terms of variety. Taking into account, for instance, the collection that will be in stores in the fall-winter 2020-2021, the operations processes actually started in spring 2019, more than 1 year in advance. We can simplify the path into 4 major macro phases. The first one, collection development, is a long and cross-functional process where the collection is organically designed, prototyped, sampled and finally presented. This is the phase where most industrial decisions are made, such as types of materials, sourcing choices, manufacturing phases and cycles, industrialization, etc. The role of the supply chain is fundamental in this phase in order to ensure the availability of sourcing and manufacturing capabilities in the right timing and respecting the target costs. Once the collection is ready, it is presented during the sales campaign, which is the second phase. Here, both wholesale buyers and the brand's retail team place their order volumes per item. Once volumes are known, the production phase 3 can start. It is worth saying that due to capacity and technical time constraints, the supply chain cannot wait the end of the sales campaign. It is necessary to launch production orders and, most of all, materials procurement much in advance based on forecasts. Finally, goods are then produced and, 4, are delivered to the central warehouse, where they pass through quality control and are then picked and packed to be forwarded to their final destination, retail stores, wholesale stores, or end customers. Hence, the task of a fashion supply chain is twofold. On the one hand, it has to ensure the on-time development of the whole collection, respecting the target costs and setting up the manufacturing and supply system for the following production phase. On the other hand, it has to plan properly in order to ensure on-time delivery of the quantities and variety requested by the market through the source, make, and delivery processes. This will be enough to reveal the complexity of managing a fashion supply chain. But there is more. When entering the crucial moments of development of the fall-winter collection, the supply chain has to launch and manage the production of the previous spring-summer collection. And, at the same time, the previous fall-winter collection has to be delivered to the stores from the central warehouse. And the collection development for the next spring-summer collection will soon start. It means that at the same time, the supply chain of a fashion brand has to deal with at least 4 different main collections, plus all specials and events that perturbate the planned flows of activities. Hence, never underestimate the complexity beyond managing a fashion supply chain. The rhythm of seasons makes it much more difficult than you could expect, mainly in 2 declinations. 1. The task is twofold, governing both collection development and the source make-deliver processes. 2. Governing 4 or more collections at the same time. In conclusion, during this lecture, we understood why fashion is different, also as regards managing the supply chain. This is a managerial field that requires not only technical knowledge, but most of all, great coordination, organization, adaptivity, and other soft skills.